What is outdoor survival all about? Well, it's certainly not about the 95% of content you often encounter on YouTube.
So, this is my first week here. I'm foraging for food, trying to survive the elements and try to stay positive, but it's tough. I'm cold, I'm hungry.
Survival, including outdoor survival, is the ability to remain alive and effectively deal with real emergencies in an outdoor or wilderness setting. Otherwise, it simply entails spending time or camping outdoors, unless a genuine emergency arises. Most so-called survival situations are nothing more than an uncomfortable night outdoors before being rescued. I don't take issue with bushcraft videos or individuals enjoying constructing shelters. However, my concern lies with certain channels that imply that a particular shelter, technique, or tool is essential for actual survival, when in reality, these aspects have little relevance to life or death situations. A more fundamental approach focusing on the essential necessities for sustaining life is what really matters. Not all, but most outdoor or so-called survival videos tend to exaggerate the risks of wild animal attacks and their personal super abilities to operate in cold temperatures. This consciously or subconsciously aligns with most viewers' idea of the outdoors and their reality of the wilderness. From a Canadian perspective, the danger of wild animal attacks does exist, but such occurrences are rare and can be further reduced through good planning and preparation. Extreme cold is a given in Canada and can easily be overcome outdoors with appropriate clothing, erring on the side of being overdressed rather than underdressed, which tends to offset the unexpected. Identifying a genuine emergency involves calmly assessing the situation, considering various options, and ultimately making tough decisions. In a real emergency, the objective is either to return to civilization independently or to stay put and await rescue. The outcome is largely determined by how well one was prepared for the environment. Remember, positive results are not guaranteed. While I aim to prevent this from turning into a rant, my frustration arises from the prevalence of outdoor videos on YouTube labeled as survival. These videos often showcase every tool as a crucial survival item, creating the impression that without them, one is doomed. On a positive note, there are a few outdoor YouTube channels that I appreciate. They allow me to experience adventures that my age prevents me from undertaking myself. Moreover, some videos impart valuable outdoor skills without unnecessary sensationalism. Regrettably, many outdoor channels have sacrificed substantive information for overly sensationalized entertainment, all in pursuit of higher views and income. Let's delve into the actions one should take in a genuine survival situation, distinct from merely playing in the woods. The nuances of survival demand thoughtful consideration for a successful resolution. Whether you choose to stay and hope to be rescued or try to make it back to civilization, any unnecessary time and effort you put into shelter building, which can be considerable, will use up more energy and calories that should be reserved for a successful conclusion. Wood and stone construction materials are impractical for temporary lean-to shelters intended for a one-night stay. Instead of spending hours constructing a complex shelter, a more efficient approach involves getting off the ground, using a poncho or tarp for protection from the elements, and relying on appropriate clothing to stay warm. This preserves energy levels, whether for warming up with exercises or gathering firewood when staying put, or for traveling back to safety. Success lies in avoiding unnecessary complications, making informed decisions, and judiciously managing resources to increase the likelihood of a positive outcome. In my view, lean-to survival shelters crafted from wood, branches, and occasionally stones, whether for camping or genuine survival scenarios, are utterly ineffective and a waste of time and energy, something one can ill afford in a genuine survival situation. Let's get into some reasons for my assertions, which should be obvious, but apparently aren't. These shelters require a significant investment of time and energy to construct. Difficult to ensure complete protection against rain. Permanently exposed to the elements in a specific direction. Local material dependent and not movable. In sharp contrast, a tarp has completely the opposite set of characteristics and function. Quality tarps are lightweight, while a small tent offers additional advantages despite a slight increase in weight. This extra weight is easily offset by the absence of heavy construction tools. Some of the other issues I have with so-called survival videos stem from their portrayal of survival as achievable with just a few fish hooks or snare wire. This depiction is far from reality. Relying solely on these tools for sustenance is not only impractical but also wasteful of time and energy for a potentially small reward, especially considering the uncertainty of success in such circumstances. The real goal is to get back to civilization. I also find it puzzling how bushcrafters and self-proclaimed survival experts incessantly champion ferro rods or fire steels as the ultimate fire-starting tool. Maybe, lighting a match or flicking a bic doesn't get many views. Despite their durability, mastering the use of ferro rods or fire steels demands some skill. It can be particularly challenging in adverse conditions or emergencies. While matches or lighters offer swifter and more dependable fire starting, making them more suitable for genuine survival situations. While I do carry a fire steel as a backup, I personally prefer starting fires with a reliable lighter. Matches require minimal skill when kept dry and produce an actual flame, very important in providing a more straightforward solution. An option I use in the winter is an emergency road flare, which I keep in my vehicles and carry one in my pack outdoors in the wintertime. A good resource for acquiring techniques and essential equipment necessary for safe and practical outdoor experiences is found in the expertise shared by seasoned long-distance backpackers and canoeists on YouTube, with less exaggerated claims and hype. Ultimately, it's crucial to differentiate between outdoor entertainment channels and those providing valuable wilderness advice. Select your content carefully to enrich your outdoor experiences.
It's all right, it's okay.